नाजरीन 2023 के इंटरनेशनल करंट अफेयर की पहली किस्त आप देख चुके हुए हैं, तो आज मैं आपको इसकी दूसरी किस्त सुना रहा हूँ। आप इसको गौर से सुनिएगा और इसको पहले से कंटिन्यू कर लीजिएगा। वर्ल्ड क्लीनअप डे इज़ हेल्ड over the course of a 24-hour period on the third Saturday of September annually. Next, the Alliance of Sahel States is a mutual defense pact created between Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso on 16th September 2023. Next, on 16th September 2023, the Federal Republic of Somalia has launched a national identification system with the support of NADRA, Pakistan, a milestone for the ID for Africa movement, which aims to provide all Africans with a digital identity by 2030. Next, on 16th September 2023, Somalian Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre inaugurated Somalia's national identity system during a conference held by NIRA, Somalia in Mogadishu. Next, NATO countries are gearing up for the largest military exercise, Steadfast Defender, since the Cold War, with plans to mobilize over 40,000 troops to simulate how the alliance would respond to potential Russian aggression against one of its member states. Next, the exercise named Steadfast Defender is scheduled to commence in the spring of the coming year, February to March 2024. Next, at least 11,300 people have been killed and over 10,000 others still missing by deadly floods in Libya's eastern city of Derna. The storm Daniel also killed about 170 people in other parts of Libya. Next, storm Daniel hit northeastern Libya on 10th September 2023, bringing strong winds and sudden heavy rainfall, which led to massive flooding, devastation, and deaths. Next, Storm Daniel, also known as Cyclone Daniel, was the deadliest and costliest Mediterranean tropical-like cyclone ever recorded in history. It was also the deadliest weather event of 2023 to date. Forming as low-pressure system around 4th September 2023, the storm affected Libya, Greece, Bulgaria, Egypt, Israel, and Turkey with extensive flooding. Next, on 18th September 2023, Taiwan's Defense Ministry urged China to stop destructive unilateral action after reporting a sharp rise in Chinese military activities near the island, because Taiwan had spotted 103 Chinese military aircraft over the sea, a number it called a recent high. Next, in September 2023, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau accused the government of India of involvement in the fatal shooting of a Canadian Sikh leader. Next, on 18th September 2023, Canada expelled New Delhi's head of the Research and Analysis Wing, RAW, India's foreign intelligence agency stationed in Ottawa, accusing India's involvement in the killing of Palestini leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar in June 2023. Next, Hardeep Singh Nijjar, head of Guru Nanak Sikh Gurdwara Sahib in Surrey, Canada, was killed on 18th June 2023 evening. He was the chief of the separatist organization Khalistan Tiger Force. Next, on 19th September 2023, in a tit-for-tat move, a senior Canadian diplomat had been ordered to leave India within 5 days. Next, India is one of the world's fastest growing economies, with the population 35 times bigger than Canada's. Next, since the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau made explosive announcement, his allies in the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance provided seemingly boilerplate public statements, all stopping far short of full-throated support. Next, the Five Eyes 5E is an intelligence alliance comprising Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, and the United States. These countries are parties to the multilateral UK-USA agreement, a treaty for joining cooperation in signal intelligence. The origins of the Five Eyes can be traced to informal secret meetings during World War II between British and American code breakers, which started before the US formally entered the war, followed by the Allies' Atlantic Charter, which was signed on 14th August 1941. establish their vision of the post-world order. Next, informally, Five Eyes can also refer to the group of intelligence agencies of these countries. Next, on 19 September 2023, 5 Americans detained for years in Iran returned to US as part of politically risky deal in which US agreed to the release of nearly $6 billion in frozen Iranian assets owed by a third country, South Korea. Next, 35th annual meeting of senior officials of the Group of 77 is going to be held on 20 September 2023 in New York, US. Next, 47th annual meeting of Ministers for Foreign Affairs of the Group 77 is going to be held 22nd September 2023 in New York, US. According to 2023 Best Countries report, Switzerland ranked number 1, while Canada second and Sweden ranked third. Next, the BRICS alliance advancing by putting local currencies at the forefront of global trade, not the US dollar. Next, the newly joined members of the bloc, Saudi Arabia and the UAE, are partnering with existing members India, China and Russia to settle oil trade in local currencies. Next, first and foremost, India purchased 1 million barrels of oil from the UAE and settled the transaction with the Indian rupees. The Indian Oil Corporation (IOC) initiated the payment in rupees with the UAE's National Oil Company and NOS. Next, in September 2023, Dennis Francis, a diplomat from the Trinidad and Tobago, was appointed as the president of the United Nations General Assembly. Next, on 1st June 2023, he was elected to serve as president of the United Nations General Assembly at its 78th session, succeeded Zaba Korosi of Hungary on 5th September 2023. Next, in October 2023, a steel sculpture dedicated to Muslim women who wear the hijab is said to be unveiled in Britain's second largest city, Birmingham. Next, the sculpture, designed by Leo Perry, will be installed in the Smethwick area of the West Midlands. The artwork, called Strength of Hijab, depicts a Muslim woman wearing a hijab with the words, "It is a woman's right to be loved and respected, whatever she chooses to wear," inscribed across its base. Next, the sculpture is 5 meters tall and weighs around a ton. Is believed to be the first of its kind in the world. Next, the extended 45th session of the World Heritage Committee is taking place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia from the 10th to 25th September 2023. Next, on 17th September 2023, the United Nations Cultural Organization UNESCO inscribed the prehistoric site of Tel Es-Sultan near the Palestinian city of Jericho in the occupied West Bank on its World Heritage list. Next, Sultan, which predates Egypt's pyramids, is an oval-shaped tall or mound located in the Jordan Valley that contains the prehistoric deposits of human activity. Next, Nihar Mlaivia, an Indian origin publishing executive, has been named permanent CEO of New York-based international publishing group Penguin Random House, 9 months after he was appointed the interim chief executive. Next, he assumed the office of interim CEO of Penguin Random House on 1st January 2023. Next, World Bamboo Day is observed on 18th September every year to raise awareness about bamboo worldwide. Next, according to a report released by Canadian think tank Fraser Institute on 19th September 2023, Singapore is now the world's freest economy, displacing Hong Kong after 53 years. Next, for the first time since the Economic Freedom of the World Index started in 1970, Hong Kong slipped to second place from the number 1 spot, and its score is about to drop even further. Next, the number 1 spot is now occupied by Singapore, followed by Hong Kong, Switzerland, New Zealand, the United States, Ireland, Denmark, Australia, the United Kingdom and Canada. Next, other notable countries include Japan 20th, Germany 23rd, France 47th and Russia 104th. Next, On 20th September 2023, the US Senate voted to confirm Air Force General C.Q. Brown Jr. to be chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Next, since August 2020, Brown had served as Air Force Chief of Staff. In his new role, he will replace outgoing chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Army General Mark A. Milley, who will retire, and Brown will be sworn in at the end of September 2023. Next, on 21st September 2023, the Senate voted to confirm General Randy A. George as Army Chief of Staff and General Eric M. Smith as Marine Corps Commander. Next, on 22nd September 2023, the Indian government freed Kashmiri Chief Clerk and Hurriyat leader Mirwais Umar Farooq after more than 4 years of house arrest. Next, Mirwais, who is also the chairman of the All Parties Hurriyat Conference (APHC), the region's main separatist group that advocates for dialogue between India and Pakistan on the Kashmir issue, had been under house arrest since 4th August 2019, a day before India's Hindu nationalist government stripped Indian administered Kashmir of its limited autonomy and divided the region into 2 federally government territories. Next, England and Wales Cricket Board (ECB) said on 22nd September 2023 that Sue Redfern will become the first female umpire to stand in a men's first-class match in England, after being appointed for the county championship game between Glamorgan and Derbyshire. Next, the former England player, who was capped 21 times between 1995 and 1999, will umpire the match, which is going to begin on 26 September 2023 at the Sophia Gardens. Next, Sophia Gardens is the same venue where she became the first female umpire to officiate a home England men's match 2 years ago, when she was the 4th official for an international T20 game against Sri Lanka. Next, the Free From Food Dubai event, which took place on 20th and 21st September 2023 at Dubai Hotel and Conference Center, drawn a successful close. Next, organized by Expo Business Communications in partnership with the UAE Food and Beverage Business Group, this edition of the event left a lasting mark on the Middle East's healthy, organic, vegan, plant-based, functional and free from food sectors. Next, on 22nd September 2023, the I2U2 group, which includes India, Israel, the United States and the United Arab Emirates, announced a joint space venture on the sidelines of the 78th United Nations General Assembly held in New York. Next, the venture aims to create a unique space-based tool for countries to collaborate in the field of space exploration. Next, the I2U2 group is a grouping of India, Israel, the United Arab Emirates and the United States. Next, I2U2 was initially formed 18th October 2021 following the Abraham Accords between Israel and the UAE to deal with issues concerning maritime security, infrastructure and transport in the region. Next, at that time, it was called the International Forum for Economic Cooperation. It was also referred as West Asian Quad. Next, the group's first joint statement, released on 14th July 2022, states that the countries aim to cooperate on joint investments and new initiatives in water, energy, transportation, space, health, and food security. Next, in September 2023, Israel unveiled a cutting-edge main battle tank, the Merkava Mark V, known as Barak, signifying a significant leap in technological advancement and military capability. Next, the Barak tanks feature the advanced windbreaker missile defense system developed by Rafael. Next, the Barak tanks offer full 360 degrees scanning simply by moving the head, and it can swiftly identify targets in real time by utilizing artificial intelligence capabilities. Next, The opening ceremony of 19th Asian Games 2022 was organized on 23rd September 2023. Next, the 19th Asian Games 2022 will take place from 23rd September to 8th October 2023. Next, the 19th Asian Games 2022 will take place from 23rd September to 8th October 2023. Next, the Asian Games 2022 are going to be organized at Hangzhou Olympic Sports Expo Center in Hangzhou, China. Next, the Asian Games 2022 will feature a diverse array of 40 sports, making it a grand spectacle of 61 disciplines. Next, on 24 September 2023, French President Emmanuel Macron announced that his country will withdraw its ambassador and troops from Niger in the wake of the July coup that overthrew democratically elected President Mohamed Bazoum. Next, Niger's President Mohamed Bazoum was elected as a president on 2nd April 2021, and he was overthrown by a coup d'etat on 26 July 2023. Next, on 24 September 2023, the Cuban embassy in the US was the target of a terrorist attack by an individual who launched 2 Molotov cocktails. Though US officials said no one was hurt in the incident, nor was significant damage done to the diplomatic outpost. Next, this was the second attack against the Cuban mission in Washington in recent years after a man opened fire on the building in April 2020. There were no injuries from the attack. Next, originally scheduled to take place from 10th to 25th September 2022, but on 6th May 2022, the games were postponed to 2023 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The new dates were announced on 19th July 2022. Next, Hangzhou is the third Chinese city to host the Asian Games after Beijing in 1990 and Guangzhou in 2010. Next, the official motto of the 2022 Asian Games, Heart to Heart at the Rate of Future, was announced on 15th December 2019 to mark 1000 days before the opening ceremonies. The motto is intended to symbolize the connectivity that the Asian Games created between countries of Asia. Next, the 2024 ICC Men's T20 World Cup will be the 9th edition of the T20 World Cup. Is scheduled to be hosted by the West Indies and the United States from 4th June to 30th June 2024. Next, it will be the first ICC World Cup tournament to feature matches played in the United States. Next, US President Joe Biden is hoping to transform the Middle East and score an election year diplomatic victory by securing recognition of the Jewish state by Saudi Arabia. Next, Israeli Foreign Minister Al Cohen said that 6 or 7 Muslim countries could make peace with Israel if it signed a peace agreement with Saudi Arabia. Next, Washington, United States, has been pressing its traditional ally Riyadh to sign a normalization deal with Israel, which would be its biggest diplomatic win in the region, following similar agreements with the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Morocco, known as the Abraham Accords. Next, the Abraham Accords are bilateral agreements on Arab-Israeli normalization signed between Israel and the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain on 15th September 2020. Next, the Israel-Morocco Normalization Agreement is an agreement announced by the United States government on 10th December 2020, in which Israel and Morocco agreed to begin normalizing relations. It was signed on 22nd December 2020. Next, on 24 September 2023, the OIC General Secretariat condemned the provocative act of desecration of a copy of the Holy Quran, which was perpetrated on 23rd September 2023 in front of the embassies of some OIC member states in The Hague, the Netherlands. Next, on 26 September 2023, India reimposed an internet ban on the restive Manipur state after violent protests erupted following the circulation of photographs of 2 dead students killed during the month-long conflict. Next, on 3rd May 2023, India imposed ban on internet in Manipur. Next, on 25th July 2023, Manipur government lifted suspension on broadband internet, but mobile internet remained banned. Next, in September 2023, more than 100 people have been killed and 150 people injured in a fire at a wedding celebration in the district of Hamadaniya in Iraq's Nineveh province. Next, on 26 September 2023, UAE launched a toolkit that provides 100 practical applications and use cases of generative artificial intelligence for UAE-based media and content creators. Next, the guidebook 100 practical applications and use cases of generative AI in media was launched by UAE Minister of State for Artificial Intelligence, Digital Economy and Remote Work Applications Omar bin Sultan Al Ulama at the 21st edition of the Arab Media Forum. Next, the guidebook provides detailed use cases scenarios of AI-based applications such as Umata, Spikes, Adobe Firefly, Ulearn, and Captions AI. It also provides tips on using Chat GPT to do script writing, news aggregations, finding statistics, and the latest news. Next, in September 2023, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps (IRGC) has successfully put a third satellite in orbit. Next, two officials confirmed on 27 September 2023 that the Aerospace Division of the Elite Military Force has put the third version of the imaging satellite Noor, which means light in Persian, into low orbit. Next, the Noor 3 was placed in an orbit 450 km to 80 miles from the surface of the Earth and, like its predecessors, was taken to space using a Qasid, meaning messenger, carrier developed by the IRGC. Next, the first version of the Noor was successfully launched in April 2020 into an reconnaissance satellite launched by Iran after several failed attempts. Next, the second version reached a low orbit of 500 km in early 2022 using the mixed fuel carrier. Next, China's fastest cross-sea high-speed rail started operation on 28 September 2023. with trains running at a maximum speed of 350 km per hour along the west coast of the Taiwan Strait. Next, a Faxing bullet train G9801 departed from Fuzhou, the capital of southeast China's Fujian province, marking the opening of the 277 km Fuzhou Xiamen Zhangzhou high-speed railway. Next, it has stops in the cities of Fuzhou, Putian, Guangzhou, Xiamen, and Zhangzhou. Next, with a total investment of 53 billion yuan, about 7.4 billion US dollars, the railway is the latest mega infrastructure project launched to boost connectivity in Fujian, whose transport options and efficiency have long been constrained by its mountainous terrain. Next, the railway features a breathtaking sea view with 19.9 km of tracks built over the sea. It traverses three coastal bays, Guangzhou Bay, Mizhou Bay, and Anhai Bay, via cross-sea bridges. Next, the railway has 84 bridges and 29 tunnels, which accounts for 85% of the total length. Next, Switzerland's glaciers are facing an alarming crisis, with figures released on 28 September 2023, revealing that they have lost a staggering 10% of their ice volume over a mere 2-year period. This dramatic loss is attributed to a combination of factors, including low snowfall and soaring temperatures, culminating in unprecedented melting. Next, the US has raised concerns about China's research vessel Shiyan-6 visiting Sri Lanka, following India's lead. The vessel will conduct scientific research projects in the Indian Ocean. Next, the Chinese research vessel Xi'an 6 has stated concerns due to its upcoming visit to Sri Lanka in October 2023, with both the US and India voicing objections. Next, the ship is described as a scientific research vessel equipped with a 60-member crew conducting research in oceanography, marine geology, and marine ecology. Next, the Chinese research vessel Xi'an 6 is a part of a geophysical scientific research expedition organized by the South China Sea Institute of Oceanology under the Chinese Academy of Sciences. Next, Xi'an 6 will operate in the Eastern Indian Ocean for 80 days, conducting 28 scientific research projects with 13 research teams on board, spanning more than 12,000 nautical miles. Next, heavy rains overnight in the southern United States left parts of New York underwater on 29 September 2023, partially paralyzing subways and airports in America's financial capital. Next, LaGuardia Airport closed down one of its terminals, with social media images showing passengers walking through water well above the top of their shoes. Next, World Heart Day is a global event that occurs on the 29th September. This year's theme for World Heart Day is Use Heart, No Heart. Next, the Southeast Asia Hearts or SAHART initiative is being rolled out by countries across the region to reduce the burden of cardiovascular diseases, a leading cause of death. Next, cardiovascular diseases account for 3.9 million deaths in the WHO Southeast Asia region every year, a quarter of all deaths from non-communicable diseases (NCDs), with most of them being preventable. Next, tobacco and alcohol use, unhealthy diets, physical inactivity, high blood pressure, and high blood glucose levels are among the major causes of cardiovascular related deaths. Next, 29% of adults use tobacco. The average daily salt consumption in the region is 8 grams against the WHO recommended levels of less than 5 grams per person per day. Next, nearly 245 million people in the region have high blood pressure and are unaware of their condition. Nearly 100 million adults have diabetes. Next, Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, and Thailand have adopted regulations eliminating trans fatty acids from their food supply, protecting 1.7 billion people from the harms of trans fatty acids. Next, Dutch disease is an economic term for the negative consequences that can arise from a spike in the value of a nation's currency. Next, it is primarily associated with the new discovery or exploitation of a valuable natural resource and the unexpected repercussions that such a discovery can have on the overall economy of a nation. Next, Intel is the world's largest manufacturer by revenue of semiconductor chips. The company is best known for developing the microprocessors used by most computer manufacturing companies. Next, Samsung is second, while TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company Limited, is the third largest manufacturer by revenue of semiconductor chips. Next, TSMC is the largest semiconductor company by market cap, and Samsung is the largest semiconductor company by revenue. Next, on 29 September 2023, in Asian Games shooting competition, India's Palak Golia and Isha Singh bagged gold and silver for the first and second positions respectively. Next, on 30th September 2023, India beat Pakistan 2-1 in the final of the men's squash team event and won the gold medal in the ongoing Asian Games 2023 in Hangzhou, China.